Canucks fans, hold on to your hats because the trade winds are blowing through Vancouver. There's buzz around a potential blockbuster deal that could see a rising star from the Sabres join our ranks as the team looks to fill a crucial gap left by a key departure. What does this mean for our playoff hopes? Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this possible acquisition that could change the course of our season. If you want to stay on top of all the latest Canucks news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. The Vancouver Canucks are in the midst of some intriguing discussions as they explore potential trades for Buffalo Sabres center Dylan Cozens. As a passionate fan of the Canucks, it's hard not to feel a mix of excitement and apprehension about the direction the team is taking. NHL insider Pierre LeBrun recently shed light on the Canucks' interest in Cozens during TSN's Insider Trading, emphasizing that the franchise has already initiated conversations with Buffalo regarding a possible deal as the March 7 deadline approaches. Cozens is a young talent, just 23 years old, and he's currently in the second year of a 7-year, $49.7 million contract. This season, he has tallied 10 goals and 16 assists over 53 games, which places him in the top tier among Sabres players. It's encouraging to see the Canucks eyeing a player with this kind of potential, especially after the recent departure of J.T. Miller. The team's ongoing pursuit of another center speaks volumes about their determination to bolster the roster and keep playoff hopes alive. The acquisition of Filip Chytil from the Rangers was a step in the right direction, but there's a palpable sense that Vancouver needs more. LeBrun noted that securing a center before the trade deadline would be a significant advantage for the Canucks, particularly as they vie for a playoff spot. However, the front office is reportedly taking a patient approach, focusing on the bigger picture rather than rushing into a deal that may not yield long-term benefits. This brings us to an interesting dynamic. Buffalo seems to have a mutual interest in trading Cozens, but there are reports of disagreements regarding the terms. The Buffalo News' Mike Harrington indicated that the Sabres might be willing to part with Cozens only if they can land Elias Pettersson in return. That's a hefty ask, considering Pettersson's status as one of Vancouver's marquee players. And let's be honest, the thought of moving Pettersson is a tough pill to swallow for any Canucks fan. Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet has also thrown his hat in the ring, suggesting that the Sabres are serious contenders for Pettersson. His hypothetical trade proposal of Cozens and Bowen Byram for Pettersson raises eyebrows. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. While adding Cozens could provide a much-needed boost at center, parting with Pettersson would be sacrificing a cornerstone of our franchise. As fans, we have to consider the long-term implications of these moves. The Canucks are at a crossroads. They need to balance the immediate desire to compete with the need to build a sustainable, winning team. It's a delicate dance, and every decision counts. If Vancouver can pull off a deal that solidifies their center position without losing a key player like Pettersson, it could set them up for a brighter future. However, if they rush into a trade and give up too much, it could hinder their chances down the road. Looking at the current roster, it's clear that Vancouver has some promising young talent, but depth is crucial in the NHL. A player like Cozens, with his skill set and potential for growth, could be an excellent addition. It's exciting to think about how he could mesh with the rest of the team. But we can't ignore the emotional investment we've made in players like Pettersson. He represents hope and talent, and his trade would send shockwaves through the fan base. As we approach the trade deadline, the stakes are high. The Canucks are still in the playoff race, and any strategic move can alter the course of their season. Will they be able to secure Cozens? Will they hold on to Pettersson and continue building around him? Or will they make a move that leaves fans questioning their future? The Vancouver Canucks are making waves as they look to solidify their roster ahead of the NHL trade deadline. With the recent trade of J.T. Miller to the New York Rangers and the acquisition of Marcus Pettersson and Drew O'Connor from Pittsburgh, there's a palpable buzz around the team. But here's the kicker. They're actively pursuing a top-6 scoring winger. So, the big question on every fan's mind is, what does this mean for Brock Boeser? Boeser is currently in the final year of his 3-year deal worth $6.65 million per season, signed back in July of 2022. It's been a roller coaster for him, especially after hitting his first 40-goal mark last season. Unfortunately, his season took a dark turn in the playoffs when he suffered from blood clots, cutting short what could have been a playoff breakout. Now, as we sit in a season that has seen him struggle to find his rhythm, it's clear the entire Canucks offense is in a slump. I can't help but wonder if this recent search for a scoring winger signals the end for Boeser in Vancouver. It's a tough call, considering he's shown flashes of brilliance, but the team's overall performance has been inconsistent. Just last game, he scored his 17th goal of the season in a solid 3-0 win over the Colorado Avalanche, but the drama surrounding Miller and Elias Pettersson has clearly weighed on him. The question is, can Boeser be that reliable top-6 scorer the Canucks are longing for? Now, management under President Jim Rutherford and General Manager Patrick Allvin has made it clear they have their eyes set on acquiring a younger impact forward. They're looking for a player in their mid-20s who can grow alongside the core of this team. With the NHL salary cap projected to rise significantly over the next few years, the Canucks find themselves with a unique opportunity. But here's where it gets tricky. If they want to keep Boeser in the fold, they're likely going to have to pay him a hefty raise, potentially in the $8 million to $9 million range. This leads us to a pivotal crossroads. The Canucks want to remain competitive and push for a playoff spot, but they also have to think long-term. If management believes they can snag something for Boeser now and bring in a younger talent who can fill that role, they might just pull the trigger. But if they think they can make a deep run and perhaps leapfrog the Calgary Flames in the standings, keeping Boeser could be their best bet. I find myself torn on this issue. On one hand, I see Boeser's potential and what he could bring to the team if he finds his stride. On the other hand, the Canucks need to think about the future and whether they can afford to pay him based on his current production levels. It's a difficult balancing act, and Allvin has hinted at the ongoing evaluations. He stated they're taking a close look at Boeser's situation, indicating that decisions will come when the time is right. Rutherford echoed these sentiments, suggesting that they'll handle Boeser's situation as it develops. It's hard not to feel a mix of hope and anxiety as a fan. Will they keep him and roll the dice on his resurgence? Or will they look to make a trade that could benefit the team in the long run? The stakes are high, and you can sense the urgency in the air. The Canucks have shown they're willing to make bold moves, and it's crucial for the fan base to understand the implications of these decisions. So, what do you think about the Canucks' current strategy? Are they making the right choices for the future? I genuinely want to hear from you. Do you think it's time to move on from Boeser, or should they keep him for the playoff push? Join the conversation in the comments below, and if you want to stay updated on all things Canucks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the latest updates. Let's keep the conversation going, Canucks fans.